What's going on, guys? It's great to be back and having like a good ideas flow through my head and have just the want and desire to edit and stuff again. So I'm very happy to have that feeling back again. But before we get into that, I do have a few things. One, I did start getting my stream set up on Twitch. So if you want to go follow me on that, I greatly appreciate it. My Twitch username is the same as my Instagram and Twitter, azkevin14. I'll have the link in the description below. You can follow me on Twitch, come interact with me, play video games with me, talk to me, because if we play together, I'll definitely want to be able to talk to you in a party or something like that. So feel free to jump on in that, and who knows, I might turn those into like YouTube videos once I start figuring out how to record it and edit it. But yeah, and then second, Rachel and I are doing a gender reveal eventually. We don't know the gender yet, but once we find out, we're not gonna like know, the doctor's going to know. But what we planned on doing is having this basketball filled with whatever powder. We're going to be basically, I'm gonna try and dunk the basketball, and wherever the ball hits or whenever it breaks should reveal what gender it is, boy or girl. But if you guys definitely want me to record that and upload it, feel free to just let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely do that, but I wasn't sure how many people would. Now, 10 months ago, I made a video saying I was cheated on. And in the video, I talk about me getting cheated on by my ex and basically how it shouldn't affect me and how but it did. And in the video, I did say that I was the ultimate finesser. The ultimate finesser. You can't finesse me. I still claim to be the ultimate finesser because if I wanted to get away with anything, I really truly could. But I just don't live like that anymore because I'm happy, you know? Like, I'd rather be in an honest relationship because first off, I don't want to get cheated on ever again. It's the worst feeling in the world. And me being the cheater was also hurt me a lot to feel that way. Like, it sucked. I never felt so messed up in my life. But yeah, I did say that I cheated as well in that video. I can roll that clip because it was pretty quick and I didn't elaborate, and that's what I'm here to do today. So real quick, did I cheat on her? One time. Yep. Was I wrong for it? 100%. Do I own up to my actions? I do. Now I'm gonna explain as to like how I would cheat and basically what happened and how I got caught and all this other stuff, because I'm not perfect. I'm not the perfect guy. I've said that for a long time, and I don't want you guys thinking that I've never done anything wrong and that I always just get out of these situations because that's who I am, but that's not true. So it was back in 2016. And at the time I was working at Walmart as a customer service manager, but I was working a lot of nights, like 2 to 11, which sucked because my girlfriend at the time, she would work in like the morning, kind of, no later than like 5 really. And even then, if she did work later than 5, she got off before I did, and so I wasn't off till late, man. It sucked. So it limited our time together. But at the same time, I just got complacent in the relationship and I got comfortable. I got into like such a rhythm where I felt like I could get away with anything and it not affect my life, you know? So I made a mistake, you know? I gotten home from something some day. It was pretty early though. It was like mid-afternoon, probably 4, I guess. So I got home and I hop on my video games, but I was like just kind of just sitting at the screen. I was bored out of my mind. And I was texting her. We had plans to go to the gym, I believe. And there was this just thing that flooded my body that said, go on Tinder. I had had a Tinder before, but I hadn't used it in a long time, so I didn't know what was still on there. So I was like, man, just go on Tinder, see what's going on, you know? Which, it's not the greatest idea. It's not a thing you should go on if you're bored. I made such a dumb decision in going on there. So I go on there, check my profile, and like everything's the same. So I don't know why I did this either. I updated the pictures that were on there. Really stupid fucking idea. But I updated the pictures on there, and no, none of them included my girl at the time. They're all of just me, my best pictures that I thought. I start going through and swiping left and right, which I shouldn't have been doing. I should have just known, because I'm a grown-ass adult. Like, I should have known at the time. I was 19, I believe. Yes, I was 19. No. Fuck, I don't remember. I was 19 or 20. And I should have just thought to myself, I was turning 20. I should have just thought, hey, don't be an idiot. Don't do that. Close out of the app, delete your account, all this other stuff. I didn't do that, and instead I'm swiping left and right, and I'm getting matches because girls had been swiping on me while my account was away, so I was getting some matches and some non-matches, whatever. So one of the matches, she was a girl kind of close by, like a few 15, 20 miles away, I'd say maximum. No, she was like 10 miles away. She was like 10 miles away, and she was pretty. So obviously I was intrigued, but it's crazy. I wasn't going to message her, but then she messaged me almost right away. And I was like, whoa, what? And she just started hitting me with the compliments, like, wow, you're so handsome. You're like the most attractive male I've ever seen. Yeah, she's telling me all these things like, oh, you're so handsome. How are you on this app? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, we should hang out soon. You're so, I gotta get to know you. Why don't you text me all this stuff? And I'm just like, whoa, I'm responding, but she's being really flirtatious. And I liked it because it was something different. It was just something new and exciting for me. And it's fucked up because I feel so bad saying these things because at the time they were the truth. Like, they made me happy. But I should have known better. I was a 20-year-old male adult. I'm a grown ass man. Like, I know better than that. So I eventually start texting her, but in a way that my girl can't see, like no notifications. I had them on privated notifications or whatever. I had the Snapchat notifications turned off on my phone, so you couldn't see when I got one. All this stuff that was very elaborate thinking. Hence why I call myself the finesser, the ultimate finesser, because I could get away with it all. I thought about everything. I had stories lined up in case I did get caught. And even if I did get caught, I knew that I could talk my way back into the relationship or whatever, and just make it seem like just I didn't know what I was doing or whatever, even though deep down, deep down, I knew what I was doing. One night we go to the gym and we get done working out, and I tell her, I'm like, hey, I gotta work early, like 5, 6 a.m. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like 6 in the morning. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, so I'm just gonna go home, shower, stay at my house. That way I don't have to drive back to your house and stay over, because at the time I was staying over at her house every day. And she was like, yeah, that's fine, like no problems. Just text me when you get home and you're going to bed, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, all right, bet. Secretly, I went home, showered, and drove to meet up with this girl. And, you know, I've been texting her for a few, not a ton of time, probably like a week and a half. And so I go to her house and meet up with her, and by the time I get there, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I get there, we're hanging out, we're watching movies or whatever, TV, and then we start kissing and stuff like that, and obviously eventually it gets to you know what. And after the second time I thought, what the fuck am I doing? I literally thought, like, what am I doing? Like, I regretted everything immediately. It's like that post-masturbation regret. I basically came to my senses and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, I get home, go to work the next day, and I'm getting all these texts from her saying, did you pull out? Did you do all this stuff? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, well, I'm gonna buy a pregnancy test just to make sure, whatever. And it's fucking, I'm like, all right, whatever. So then a week later or 2 weeks later goes by, she texts me, she goes, I'm not pregnant, by the way. And I was like, all right, cool, great. And I literally was like not texting her in between all this. And then she goes, but I want to date you. Like, she's telling me she wants to date me. And I'm like, yo, no, we're not doing that. So then she texts me saying that she's going to tell her what happened if I don't. I was just like, fuck, like, what do I do? Never had that situation happen to me, so I basically just thought about it for a day, and basically like the next, I believe it was like that Sunday was Valentine's Day or something like that. It was like part of the weekend was Valentine's Day. To get me, she was asking me what I wanted for Valentine's Day, and I was like, you shouldn't get me anything. She was like, why? I was like, because I don't deserve it. And she thought that was fishy, which sounds pretty fishy. And dude, I hate saying this because I feel like such a piece of shit, but she asked me what to get me and I said nothing. She just thought it was fishy, so she said, why not? And I said, because I did something bad. She was like, what'd you do? Just tell me. So I told her. And it was like the worst thing. She just started crying. She called me crying. Didn't help that I was at work, all this stuff. I just felt like the biggest piece of shit in the world. So obviously we broke up because of that, and after that I basically did not know what to do. I kind of just cried a lot. I felt bad for I felt sorry for myself when I shouldn't. Like, I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. I gotta grow up and be responsible and not be a fucking idiot. And I know that now, but at the time I felt sorry for myself. I apologized to her a million times. It's crazy. We went like a month and a half, 2 months or so without dating. And then we got back together around, I believe it was May. Don't 100% know, don't quote me on that. And then, yeah, it kind of just started a snowball downhill. She didn't continue to trust me fully ever again. And it kind of just created a fucked up situation, communication-wise, trust-wise, and all this stuff. And then we eventually lived together, not for very long. It was the worst. And it was all my fault. And then, obviously you guys know what happened later on. And for the new people that don't, I'll link the cheating video in the description. But it just created turmoil for the rest of the relationship. And now I'm no longer with her, which is fine. Happy that. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that I'm not the perfect guy, and I wanted to explain the situation where I came from, even though it's not right. But I want you guys to know what I did, and you know that I'm truly a different guy. I'm a nice guy now. I'm not an asshole as much as I used to be. You know, I used to be the finesser and all this stuff. But yeah, thanks so much guys for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and like I said, follow me on my Twitch account at azkevin14. And then also, if you guys want to follow me on my social medias, that will also be azkevin14 on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Go ahead, follow me, add me on that. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comment section below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.